Hey, how is it going, everybody? Welcome to the YouTube channel of Petroleum from Scratch. I'm Jayesh Char, and this is Petroleum Data Analytics and Machine Learning playlist. So far in this playlist, we have discussed about NumPy arrays and how to reshape them and how to manipulate NumPy arrays, how to use slicing for slicing the arrays, reshaping them, and many other methods. We also discussed about random number generation, how to generate numbers from a particular distributions. So all these things we have discussed regarding NumPy. So in this video we are going to discuss some functions. As in my first video of NumPy, I said that NumPy is a mathematical and scientific package of MATLAB that has been coded in Python to make some work, some calculations easy. So there are some functions that are provided by NumPy that will be used for manipulating your data or for easing your way. Basically, you can use these functions. These functions will come very handy in your use cases while dealing with the data, while dealing with the real life data before implementing some machine learning or deep learning technique or implementing some neural network or anything like that. These functions are going to be a lot of used there. So these basically NumPy contains a large number of various mathematical functions ranging from trigonometric, arithmetic, exponential, complex number, and various other things. So we are going to see in this video. So okay, we will start our video. One submit. Yeah, here we go. So our first step, as usual, is importing NumPy as NP so that we can use this powerful package of Python for making our work easy. So first of all, we are going to discuss about arithmetic functions that has been provided by NumPy. So as you know, as you have gone through our Python course, you have known about the lists, that there is this data structure known as list. So what happens in list is not able to perform various arithmetic functions, whether it is addition or subtraction, all those things. So first function we are going to discuss is our simple addition function. So what happens in list, as you know, list is denoted by square bracket. We have a list, let us say, of containing 1, 2, 3, 44 and 5, and other list is our B containing 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. Both are having equal number of elements. So now I want to have a third list C. Let's say C is of my addition of A and B. So what happens if I'm going to add my lists here, if I'm going to write C equal to A plus B, and whenever I'm going to call C, it is going to give me a list that has been concatenated between A and B. Here you can see the B elements has been concatenated in the list. So what should I do for getting a list of A and B that is resultant of, that is the result of addition of both A and B? So in that case, I need to write a for loop and I need to use a zip function. We cannot do it simply. For getting a list, let us say I'm going to define an empty list C, and I'm going to write a for loop for ij in my zip of A and B. And I will append my I plus j in my empty list C. So in that way, you are going to get the addition of C. Lengthy process. Yeah, I know. That's why before NumPy was not present. So in simple Python, people used to struggle a lot regarding the functions, performing various arithmetic functions or various functions. In that time, NumPy comes in handy. So what will happen in NumPy? Let us say I am making a array, say ARA, which is my NumPy array of my list A. And in a similar way, I'm going to define other array B, ARB, that is my NumPy array of B. And my ARC, the C array, is, if I'm going to write ARA plus ARB, my ARC is going to be addition of these two values. Here you can see that ARC is nothing but addition of 4 plus 1, 5, 5 plus 2, 7, in that way. So this was addition. In a similar way, subtraction can also be done in NumPy arrays. Now let us talk about multiplication. Remember guys, my A and B are list, ARA and ARB are NumPy arrays. So if I'm going to write A into B, it is going to give me error because you cannot multiply lists. Again, for me to getting a list of the multiplication of A and B, we need to write this for loop and zip function and all those things. But it doesn't happen in my arrays. It doesn't happen in my NumPy arrays. If I'm going to write ARA cross ARB, it is going to give me a multiplication of array A and array B. Now, if you want to have a list of these multiplication, that is also easy. Just write a list before ARA and ARB multiplication. Here you can see this is going to return me a list. In a similar way for division also, you are going to get an error for a list, but you are going to get the result in case of NumPy arrays. If I'm going to write ARA divided by array B, you can see I'm getting a result for this. Same implies for power function. If I'm going to write a to the power b, it is going to give me error. And in a similar way for power functions in my NumPy arrays, it is going to return me a to the power b. Now, what does this mean? We will see. It is nothing but array a to the power array b. So first element will be 1 raised to power 4. Second element, my 32, is nothing but 2 raised to power 5. My third element is 3 raised to power 6, in that way. So that is array. One more thing, guys, here you can see that my array A and array B are going to are on which we need to apply arithmetic functions. Those need to have a same shape. Here it is having same shape of 5. Both are of 5 shape. But if I have some other array, let us say ARD, which is going to have a shape of, let us say, different from array A and array B. Let us say it is having a shape of 3. And if I am going to perform any arithmetic operation on array A and this array D, or simply the different arrays of different shape, it is going to return me error. So guys, operation between arrays of different shapes will always result in error. Remember this, guys, that your arrays need to be of same shape, whether it is of one dimensional or two dimensional. For example, if you have 2 cross 3 array, so if you want to other array to it, that also need to be of 2 cross 3. So yeah, in that way you can perform the different arithmetic operations like subtraction, addition, and all those things. In a similar way, you can also use power function, as here we have used one array raised to power other array. In this case, you can also use like array A raised to power 2. If I want to get a new array that is having array A raised to power 2, just write a simple contest and you will get your resultant array. Here you can see array A raised to power 2 is going to return me elements, array consisting of elements of array A raised to the power 2. In a similar way, this was raised to power 2. Now, what happened if I want to know the quotients for each element in my array A? So quotient. If you have done Python, you know that how to find a quotient of something. For example, I have a number, let us say 34, and I want to find the quotient when I divide it by 2. So we just need to use double slash and then write 2. It is going to return me 17. That is nothing but the quotient when you divide 34 by 2. In a similar way, if I'm going to write 35 and double slashes and 2, it is going to return me 17, because that is my quotient here, and my reminder is 1. For getting reminder, you need to use percentage sign. In a similar way, when we are going to get array of elements of quotient, for example, we have an array. It consists of 1, 2, 3, 44, and 5. Now I want another array that is nothing but quotient of this array, these elements present in array A when we divide it by 2. So we have to do nothing but just for example, here we have written 34 double slash 2. In a similar way, just write array A double slash 2. It is going to return me an array consisting of elements that are nothing but quotients of these elements that are present in array A. So if I'm going to write this, here you can see the quotient at the first place of 1 is 0, then 1, again 1, 22, and 2. In a similar way, you can also get an array for say remainders. If I'm going to write the percentage sign and write 2, sorry, okay, percentage sign and 2, here you can see you got the remainders when we divide the elements of array A by 2. For when we are going to divide this 3 by 2, you know that we are going to get a remainder of 1. In a similar way, for 5 also we are going to get a remainder of 1. So in that way you can also get the remainders and all those things. Again, it is not possible in our lists. You cannot do this type of operations in list, whether it is of for remainder or whether it is for your quotients. So that is the benefit of using numpy arrays and numpy operations over the lists. So other thing is calculating the absolute value. For example, we have an array, let us say np dot array, that is consisting of my negative values as well as positive values. For example, here you can see I have this numpy array. Now you want to get the absolute values, because sometimes there is a case that you need to find something root mean square error or all those things. So in those cases you need to have absolute values. So for calculating the absolute values of a given array or a given data structure, what you can do is you can just simply use np.abs function. Abs stands for absolute, and just write ar inside it. So here you can see we got a return of absolute values that are present in my AR. So that is an absolute value function. In a similar way, you can also calculate square root of a given array. For example, again, my ARA, this is my array A, consisting of 1, 2, 3, 44, and 5. Now I want to have a square root of this array, or simply I want to have a square root of something, let us say 144. So there is this function known as sqrt, square root. In numpy you can use that. Just write np.square root and give inside the value that you want to have the value for square root. Here you can see it is going to return me 12. In a similar way, you can also provide it any data structure, whether that is a list, or here you can see for list also it has done, whether it is a list or whether it is a numpy array. It is going to return me square roots of every elements present in list or numpy arrays or anything you wish. So these were arithmetic operations